Hey guys, it's Jenny Silver, and today I have an update for those of you in the state of California about most of the major issues and updates with the California EDD in the last week. I like to provide one centralized video where I compile all of the most recent updates into one long, dense video so that you have a one-stop video to go to get your questions answered. These videos are dense, so please be sure to use the timestamp menu listed down below in order to navigate to your specific topic of interest. First, let's talk about the end of your benefit year. The EDD has recently updated their requirements that you must follow when you reach the end of your benefit year. In order to know exactly what is required of you when you reach the end of your benefit year, you first must understand the type of claim that you have. If you go to your UI Online dashboard and you click on Claims History, you click on the most recent paid transaction, you will view the program code for your type of claim. If it states Disaster Assistance, that means that you are PUA. If it states that you are UI, PEUC, Tier 2, Tier 2 augmentation, or Fed Ed, then you are a UI-based claim. Now, PUA claims are not required to file a new claim when they reach the end of your benefit year, but if you're a UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, then once you reach the end of your benefit year, the EDD has recently updated their requirements for you to continue collecting. Your benefit year expires 12 months after your claim start date, so from your UI Online dashboard, locate your claim start date and count 12 months out. If you are beyond those 12 months, even if it states on extension, you have reached the end of your benefit year. Now, the EDD recently changed their procedure when you reach the end of your benefit year. Claimants who have reached the end of their benefit year but did not work at all within the last 18 months are not required to file a new claim. Additionally, if you worked but it was not enough in order to establish a new claim, you are also not required to file a new claim, and the EDD has stated that they will extend your claim automatically. If you did not work within the last 18 months, or if you did work a little but it was not enough to establish a new claim, the EDD no longer requires you to file a new claim. If you did not work, you do not need to file a new claim. The EDD has stated that they will apply the extension to your claim automatically. If you reach the end of your benefit year and you did work within the last 18 months, the EDD does still need you to file a new claim. If you are unsure if you earned enough in order to qualify for a new claim, you can check this by attempting to file a new claim. From UI Online, instead of clicking Register Existing Claim, you're going to click the button on the left to file a new claim. If you are permitted to proceed with the application, then the EDD states that you must file a new claim. If the application is rejected, then EDD states that you are not required to file a new claim. If your application is rejected, I recommend that you utilize EDD's benefit calculator to double check and make sure that you do not in fact qualify for a new claim. This way, you are double checking the system just to make sure that there are no glitches preventing you from filing a new claim. Now, for those of you that filed a new claim and were denied a new claim, you're going to receive two notices in the mail. If you're denied a new claim, you are first going to receive an invalid claim notice, and it's going to state a $0 award. This means that you're being denied a new claim due to your lack of wages. Following this invalid claim letter, you will next receive, about a week later, a notice to extend your old claim. About a week after receiving that extension letter, you will see your certifications populate and your claim balance change. Now, if you filed a new claim, were awarded a new claim, and were able to certify on your new claim, those new certifications are going to be stuck in pending for up to 3 weeks. During this point in time, you are under UISD review, during which the EDD sends out your information to a third-party company called Thomson Reuters. Thomson Reuters performs additional fraud checks to your claim, and your pending payments will not move to paid until they have completed this additional fraud check. If this initial review period puts you in pending for longer than 3 weeks, then I would call into customer service. Next, if you were awarded a new claim, your pending certifications on your old expired claim in most cases will not be migrated automatically to your new claim. Those old pending certifications will need to be requested through customer service to be migrated over to your new claim. You can also attempt to backdate your new claim on Ask EDD in hopes that that might save you a call into customer service. Lastly, on a new claim, you may receive in the mail an automated notice letting you know of a new customer account number and notifying you to register a new account with EDD. In the fine print on this notice, it states that if you already have an existing account, to disregard this notice. Your EDD customer account number will always remain the same. So if you already have one and you already have an account established, you will not need to set up a new one. In most cases, if you try to set up the new customer account number that has been sent to you, it will be rejected by the system. Next, let's talk about the work search requirement changes. Last Thursday, the EDD issued a statement in their press release that the work search requirements are no longer waived effective July 11th. Starting on July 11th, EDD claimants are required to search for work in one of the approved methods listed by the EDD. The work search requirements that you must perform are going to be dependent on your type of claim, whether you are PUA or UI. Next, let's talk about Caljobs. In last week's press release, the EDD stated that PUA claimants are not required to list their resume on Caljobs. For UI, PEUC, and Fed Ed, the Caljobs requirement was never waived. The work search requirement was waived. However, the Caljobs requirement was never mentioned in the eligibility waiver. Now, the EDD's job seekers page does state that new claims that are started on July 11th and onward are required to upload their resume to Caljobs. Because Caljobs was never listed as being waived anywhere in the EDD's language, all UI, PEUC, and Fed Ed claimants should make sure that they are uploading their resume to Caljobs. Next, let's talk about those of you who are reaching a $0 balance and are listed as maximum benefits paid. PUA claimants are not required to file a new claim, and their balance will take them all the way up until claim week ending September 4th, at which point in time the program expires. But if you are UI, PEUC, or Fed Ed, your balance will get all the way down to zero, and you might not know what to expect next. The EDD should award the next phase of the PEUC extension to you automatically, as long as you are within your benefit year, or if your benefit year expires, you did not work within the last 18 months. If you're within your benefit year or you did not work within the last 18 months, the EDD should award the next phase of the PEUC extension automatically. If your benefit year ends and you did work within the last 18 months, then you're required to file a new claim. But for those who are within their benefit year or who did not work within the last 18 months, the EDD should award the next phase of the extension to your claim automatically. The PEUC extension comes in 3 different phases. The first phase is called PEUC and it is 13 weeks long. The second phase is called PEUC Tier 2 and it is also known as PEUX. That phase of the extension is 11 weeks long. The third phase of the PEUC extension is called PEUC Tier 2 Augmentation, or also known as PEUY, and it is up to 29 weeks long. All phases of the PEUC extension must go all the way down to a $0 balance before the next phase kicks in, and they can be collected up until claim week ending September 4th. Now you must zero out your balance all the way down to zero before the next phase of the extension is awarded. Now, if you're waiting at a $0 balance for any longer than 2 weeks, contact customer service. The EDD should do this automatically, but unfortunately they have been inconsistent with awarding the extensions in a timely manner. So if you are waiting any longer than 2 weeks, call in to customer service. Next, let's talk about the end of the federal level provisions for unemployment from the stimulus bill. Claim week ending September 4th is the last week that you will be able to collect PEUC, PUA, and the $300 boost. These programs were created by the stimulus bills and they are set to expire September 6th. Because California's unemployment week ends claim week ending September 4th, these programs cannot be collected after September 4th. For those with remaining balances at the end of September 4th, they will not be able to collect that remaining balance. If you are a UI-based claim, you are a traditional employee and you're collecting UI or PEUC, you may be eligible to collect a Fed Ed extension following September 4th. As long as you have not collected a Fed Ed extension on your claim, you qualify for Fed Ed, and the Fed Ed program is activated. Fed Ed is activated when the state's insured unemployment rate equals or exceeds 5% and is at least 120% higher than the average unemployment rate for the same period in the 2 previous years. Fed Ed is also activated when the state's insured unemployment rate is 6% or more. The state's unemployment rate for last month was 7.9%. As such, the Fed Ed program continues to be active. Next, let's talk about those of you who are stuck in pending. I want to refer you over to my most recent pending video where I go into the pending issues more in depth and walk you through a flowchart to help to identify why your claim could be stuck in pending. If you are certifying on a brand new claim, your claim is going to be pending for the first up to 3 weeks while your claim is under review. There is nothing to do but wait in that scenario. If you're waiting for longer than 3 weeks, then call into customer service. If you are required to send in any sort of documentation, such as income documentation, ID verification, etc., then you are going to be pending until the EDD has received, processed, and applied that documentation to your claim. Next, if your benefit year has expired and you did work within the last 18 months, you are required to file a new claim and your certifications will be stuck in pending until you do so. For all other reasons for pending payments, unfortunately, you're going to need to call into customer service. In many cases, a stop payment alert may have been applied to your claim from EDD's internal computer system. This is tripped up based on a variety of different factors that make EDD withhold your payments until it is cleared. This can include how you certify, more information that needs to be gathered, a phone interview that is required, etc. So, if you are stuck in pending for any other reason, make sure that you contact EDD. Now, many who are stuck in pending are required to undergo a phone interview. The phone interviews have been an extremely large problem because claimants are waiting an extreme amount of time to have their phone interviews scheduled. These are taking anywhere between 2 weeks and 13 weeks to be scheduled. Unfortunately, the majority of my subscribers are reporting an average between 6 weeks and 12 weeks. The California Assembly members have been extremely helpful with EDD claimants in getting their issues resolved. Unfortunately, they don't seem to be able to get your phone interview scheduled any faster. However, if you're waiting longer than 2 weeks to have your phone interview scheduled, I do still recommend that you reach out and notify them of the issue. This not only brings attention to the problem, but if there is some possibility that they are able to help push things through more quickly, then they will know of the issue. Next, I want to remind you guys to prepare for 2021 income taxes. Unemployment benefits in the state of California are taxed on the federal level, but not the state level. All forms of your unemployment benefits, PUA, PEUC, Fed Ed, UI, and the $300 boost are taxable on the federal level. Now, many of you may be selecting the box on your certifications to include federal income tax withholding, which means that 10% of your unemployment benefits are paid out to federal income taxes for you. It's very important to understand that the state of California is pulling out 10% from your unemployment benefits, but not the $300 boost. So I want to make sure that all of you understand to be setting aside 10% from the $300 boost for federal income taxes. In tax year 2020, we had the first $10,200 worth of unemployment benefits untaxed on the federal level. But in tax year 2021, we do not have any current tax forgiveness. There could be tax forgiveness proposed for tax year 2021 and passed in the future, but at this point in time, it is best to make sure that you are setting aside that additional 10% to make sure that you're prepared for taxes. Next, let's talk about the MEUC boost. If you're a mixed earner, someone who had both self-employment income and W-2 income, prior to being unemployed, and you were classified based on your W-2 income only. If you receive $5,000 or more worth of self-employment income and it was disregarded with your unemployment application because you were classified as UI, you may be eligible to receive the MEUC boost, which is a $100 additional bonus per week. Now, this program is created by the stimulus bill and is optional for states to utilize. The EDD did state back in January that they would opt into this program. However, unfortunately, they have provided no additional details. Now, this program is still not up and running, and I have been trying for a significant amount of time to get the EDD's media department to give me some sort of update on this. Unfortunately, their only response to me was that they had no update to provide. They also let me know that some of my questions would be addressed in this week's press release. The same is true for the overpayment waiver. The overpayment waiver is something that is optional for the states to choose to implement. The Department of Labor released their guidance on this over a month ago, which released several different options that states could utilize for implementing overpayment waivers and blanket waiver. EDD has not released any additional details on an overpayment waiver. Now, for the last month, I have been trying to get answers from the EDD's media department regarding the MEUC boost and the overpayment waiver. Unfortunately, the only responses that I have received have been to inform me that there are no additional details. This week, when I sent over a list of several different questions, they did vaguely let me know that some of my questions will receive more information in this week's press release. Contacting customer service continues to be an extreme struggle for the majority of you. The EDD's customer service phone lines continue to be an extreme problem. Not only is it difficult to get through to a hold line, but once you are on a hold line, many of you are experiencing dropped calls. You can try utilizing the 134 phone trick. The video for this is linked down below. You are going to call 1-833-978-2511. Right when the announcer states, select from the following, you are going to type in 134 all together right away. Now, this phone trick is still working for many of my subscribers and helping them to get through much faster. This is not going to work on the first try. You're going to have to attempt this many different tries, but it still has about a 50% success rate if you view the most recent video comment. Next, you can view my 25 phone numbers to contact the EDD. This features specific department phone numbers such as the ID department or the tech services phone department. It also features several different EDD branch phone numbers. You do not need to live in the specific city of the branch in order to call the branch and get help. So I recommend trying to call all of those numbers as well. Next, if you want to utilize a third-party service to pay to dial through to EDD until it reaches a hold line and call you back, I recommend using Claimer. I have several videos on Claimer, one where I test the service and you can watch how it works, and the second video delves into your concerns about the company, if it is safe, if it is ethical, and the second delves into your concerns about the company, if it's safe, if it is jamming the phone lines, and many other concerns. So I recommend watching those videos and utilizing the service if you find that it's a fit for you. Claimer will get you through to a hold line, and it does protect you from dropped calls. So if your call is dropped while you're waiting on hold for a Tier 2 specialist, then it will call you back with another call. And lastly, I want to make sure that you guys understand to contact your assembly members. If you cannot get through to the EDD, or if you are not receiving the help that you need in order to fix your claim and get paid, contact your assembly members. They've been extremely helpful for many claimants, and many of my subscribers are reporting back to me that they have had their issues fixed through the help of an assembly member. The link on how to locate and contact your assembly member is in the video description down below. Okay, you guys, I hope that was helpful. Please click like, subscribe, and leave me a comment.